comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus Lane.
Make it a great holiday season and a terrific new year from all of us to you from the FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful
Tuesday afternoon.
It's really nice. 82 degrees. Eat your heart out. Cleveland, New York, Minnesota.
Supposed to snow
Boston.
in D.C. tomorrow.
Snow. It's so freaking cold. The Lake Michigan is frozen.
Here's the crazy thing, though. There's no snow in Colorado. The ski resorts are not open yet.
No, but the snow is coming.
Can you believe that? Never seen snow, but the ski resorts are not open.
You never seen snow? I got to tell you something. Slick is spending New Year's in Colorado.
You are? Really?
That's what he said.
My cousin just got married
Well, why don't you go sit over there with a microphone so everybody can hear you?
He's in Colorado. And
You need a mic?
This was something I was supposed to tell
Are you
you.
making an ornament, or
Tell
you
you
just pouring it in your
yesterday,
hand?
Dawn. I told.
Oh, okay. Then you're gonna pour it in an ornament?
I
Put it in
know.
the box.
Like I know I was supposed to tell you this yesterday, Dawn. I only told Freddie, but like I'm considering 3 places right now: New York, Boston, Colorado.
For New Year's or to move?
No, for New Year's. Just for New Year's.
Oh.
Yeah. Cause what is it? My nephew's birthday is like the 26th, and then my brother's trying to plan something for my nephew to see snow, which I'm really jealous because he's gonna see snow way before me. He's gonna be like 5 years old.
How old
snow.
is your cousin?
My nephew?
Your nephew?
My nephew's 5. He's gonna
You're
turn 5.
jealous of your nephew?
Cause
The
I mean I
5-year-old?
ain't get to see snow until after what is it? I'll say beginning of college, like
So
I'll say
you're jealous that your 5-year-old
Cause he's gonna see,
nephew-
it before me. He gonna have those angelic moments. He's gonna frolic in the snow. He's gonna get frostbite.
So are you going with them?
Yeah,
Where's
we're gonna have a
he
good
gonna
time.
be?
What is it? We're trying to see if we can get either a cabin or right next to a ski. What is it? Right next to a ski resort.
I heard airfare is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, bro. Put water in your hair.
Yeah.
Put your head in the freezer for 5 minutes. Just see all the snow you want to see.
No,
It'll be on your eyelashes,
I
on
told-
your lips, and your nose.
I told their dad, the best place to see the snow is a place where it does snow, but everything, like the amenities, are all in your cabin. Like you're seeing it from out, like out in a warm cabin, like with hot chocolate, and then you can go outside, but it's still covered outside. It's still heated. You don't have to put on big jackets.
You're going to take this 5-year-old with thin blood to a cold place. He's going to catch the flu in 20 seconds.
He's
Forget about it.
He's
Forget
gonna
about
be
snow.
freezing. Yeah.
I tell you what we're going to do.
No vaccines, snow, and an
I told-
airplane
no.
on New Year's.
I told him to take him either on the west side of Florida or probably west side of Florida up up near like Pensacola. He can get a little cold, but we can drive up there. But we don't have to actually go see this thing that they call, because snow is magical when it first falls. But once it starts sticking, it's disgusting. It's
Go to St.
very
Augustine
cold.
or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm considering Boston because like Boston is not that bad of a trip, and I know the places, and like he wouldn't have to be stuck in the snow or get sick. But he's it's the father. He's considering going to Colorado. I'm like, there's no need to go to Colorado with my niece as well. My niece is a very adventurous person, so she wants to
Listen,
go.
I lived in New York for 42 years. If I ain't never seen snow ever again, I'll be a happy camper.
I don't blame you.
I had to shovel buildings that I owned,
I don't blame
properties, shovel my car. One day I shoveled my car, and the plow came and put a 6-foot wall. I looked at the guy, I cried like a baby.
you. You know
Because he
who?
blocked me in again.
The best people that have like I'll say the best time in snow is like, I'll say the ladies, especially the ladies that I dated. Because
The ladies.
the girls that I dated, because they never like, you know what you're talking about, shoveling or like shoveling out your car. Like I was the one mostly doing the shoveling.
So you like that?
I didn't like that. I was a companion with them, so it was
You ever
kind of
seen
like
you ever seen Happy Days?
Yeah.
You ever seen Happy Days?
Happy Days is.
Happy Days? You remember Happy Days?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember
the
Happy
show?
Days. Yeah.
The show.
It was yesterday.
Remember the Fonz?
I remember.
Remember the Fonz? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
The Fonz used to go to Publix in the freezer section. And women had to get the packages out of the freezer. And the Fonz used to come over and says, I'll get that for you because I don't want you to freeze your delicate hands.
Where was Happy Days? Where was it filmed? Not filmed, but where does it take place? Do you remember?
Oh, Milwaukee? Milwaukee.
Right?
Milwaukee.
Actually, I heard that from Laverne and Shirley, the big ragu died.
Yeah, we heard that on Friday.
Right?
The big ragu died.
Carmine something. Those are the shows we grew up on.
I know.
Coming from the person who just got back from Washington, D.C., and it was not snowing,
Was it cold?
It was very cold, so cold that I actually had to buy a coat on my way home. So next time I go, I have a coat. So I've got a purple down coat if you want to borrow it.
I would take it because like I know when I like.
Are you seriously doing this?
No, this was a consideration from what is it? Their dad, my brother, and I told them I'm like, there's no need to show them snow now.
My daughter's thinking of going to D.C. for New Year's. She said there's nothing to do here, but she said the tickets are so expensive.
Go to the
Like
Orange Bowl and
$600.
watch the
Drive
orange.
up.
To D.C. It takes 2
That's
days.
the whole
Does it?
situation.
I drove to New York in 21 hours. I get to DC be 2 days.
2 days.
No, that's the whole situation. She could just watch the Orange Bowl drop.
Now,
In
I was
Miami.
going to go to New York City for Christmas. I had it all planned out. I knew what I was going to do, where I was going to stay the whole night. And then Bellagio, the mayor, did you see what he came out with?
No.
Everybody get
Vaccinated.
or you ain't coming in.
Or you're
you ain't
quarantined.
coming out.
Yeah,
But
you
you're
gotta get
vaccinated.
quarantined.
You just got your booster.
Yeah, I understand that, but other people are fighting him because they don't want to be. So all of the people are coming out in the streets. We ain't doing that. So I decided I'm staying home.
Really?
Oh my God, they're crazy.
You're
so I
going
told
to
my
be
sister
so
come down
cold.
here.
Yeah, she should come here. She should.
I'm not gonna be cold. I used to walk around in shorts in New York.
And
That was
Parkas
back
and
before you
Doug
lived
boots.
here for 14 years. Is that Justin? Yep. Come on in. He's being so polite, sitting in the lobby.
I know he sits in the line. Snowball fight. You guys ever had a snowball fight?
No, I don't frolic in the snow.
You never had a snowball
I
fight in your
don't.
life?
No, I
What
don't.
kind of American are you?
Why do I need to frolic in? You know, like while
ever
brushing
made a
off
snowball?
my. Yeah, I did. And
You
then
ever
my
made a
fingers, my
snowman?
hands turned purple. Like I never thought it was possible because
You got to keep your gloves
never
on.
thought it was possible. But
Wait, you
it
took
was.
off your gloves to make
Yeah,
a
I took
snowman?
off my gloves and then everything turned purple.
Well, 'cause
on
you-
me.
'cause you like
so it was-
freezer fight.
You know, it was. Snow
gloves
is not
on
Did you
next
fun.
take
time.
off your boots to run in the snow? I mean,
Oh
what
no,
is
not at
wrong
all,
with you?
not at all. But I did go ice skating, and then like I didn't think of it as a thing, like ice going into my boot. I'm like, ooh, I'm enjoying the snow. When I got home, I couldn't feel like I'll say half of my foot. I thought it was like my foot was like it was freezing.
You were frozen.
Yeah, like it was numb. Like I was
Oh,
walking
it's
on
so
nubs.
Do you? He's never seen snow. You ever seen
Ever
snow?
seen snow?
Yeah,
You ever had a snow fight? A snowball fight?
yeah. I'm from Atlanta, so we.
Oh,
have,
thank
like,
God.
It snows every other year generally.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So we had gloves when we were kids. We had to find the perfect gloves. Because you have to have the perfect gloves to make the perfect snowball. Right?
or be slick and take them off.
No.
Yeah, it's
I
a
never,
law.
in a gazillion billion years, I never heard that before. But we had to have the right, because a snowball has to fit in your palm of your hand.
Yeah.
If you make it too big, it goes wobbly.
Yep.
If you make it too small, it's ineffective.
Just the right size?
Just the right size.
Like
Or-
a donut. Do you throw them?
You can enjoy the snow from the comfort of like a nice place with a nice window.
Yes.
With some
And
hot
just watch it?
coffee and just watch it just come down. Don't move. Everywhere you go is a state of emergency because it's just icy roads.
There's no fun in
There
not having
is.
a snowball.
Have-
Then your snot comes down and it freezes.
That's disgusting.
You ever seen people walk around like he has a beard and it gets all frosty?
No.
And you ever play football in the snow? You ever play football in the
No.
snow? Oh man. You ever play tackle football in the snow? It was the
No.
best. I remember when I was out of school, we used to pray, let it snow, let it snow. And when it snowed, we used to put on our plastic helmets. Don't forget that. Plastic helmets, my mother, may she rest in peace. She used to buy me plastic jet helmets. I had like these fake helmets. People used to hit us. I wonder why I had a concussion. And you used to play in the snow. And it was freezing. Your whole body felt like those curtains red. So my brother used to tell me, you got to put Vaseline on your face and on your arms. And you have to wear pantyhose. I was like 11.
And did you do it?
Yes. I thought it was an NFLer.
You're
And we
you're
didn't
very
have
oiled
black-
up guy.
We didn't have blackout. We used to use my sister's mascara.
That's hilarious.
It's a true story.
Can you imagine slathering yourself with Vaseline, plastic helmet, and mascara
Oh my
under your
God, I
eyes?
got home. My mother used to say, what?
That's not very moisturized guy here.
It was stuff everywhere. I looked like the Phantom.
Did
I don't blame you.
There was stuff coming out of my helmet. My brother used to laugh. He said, now you look like a football player. True story, man. I'll never forget those days.
You like growing up on the streets.
I did. Dawn, I'm the kind of guy, we used to play hockey in the projects, you know? You ever seen the projects when they played hockey on blacktop? So they made me the goalie because they had to use my skates. I was one of the few guys that had skates. So I gave them my skates and let me play. I was the goalie. So I had a catcher's mitt chest protector. I had the catcher's mitt mask. I had the catcher's mitt. I had cardboard put with a belt around my legs. He knows what I'm talking about. And that's how I played. I was the goalie. With my cardboard.
You like never see the movie Little Rascals?
Yeah.
Spanky Alfalfa. Is that how you played baseball too?
Baseball was a different animal. We used to find any kind of cow pasture that you could make a baseball park. And we used to play. We didn't care. It could have been blacktop. It could have been grass. It didn't matter. But the things that we did to accumulate like catcher's equipment and stuff, we don't have money for that.
Like Fat Albert.
Yeah, we used to have crack bats. we used to tape up the bat about this much.
Play the.
We used to tape up the bat, and when you hit it, it went plunk. Because we didn't have money to buy bats.
Oh my gosh, your stories.
It's true. And we used to make up the craziest rules.
So it's like, don't go to New York.
I'm not
For
trying
New
to.
Year's.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
We can make it really, really cold down here for you.
Yeah, I feel like I might be ending up like either North Florida, and either northwest side of Florida, where it gets like very chilly. It doesn't really you don't see
It doesn't get
snow.
cold. You got to go up north. Go to
No, I'm not going up
Orlando.
north.
You go to
Orlando,
DC.
like, no,
Go to
past
Gainesville.
Orlando, past Orlando.
You
No,
can go visit
Gainesville,
Aaron in DC.
alligators. I'm okay.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, why you need to get your estate plan in place before you go to the snow for New Year's Eve. We've got
may not
Justin
make it
Mooney
back.
of HH&K.
You may not be back.
Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Justin Mooney is special counsel of the Florida office of Hinman, Howard & Cattell Attorneys. Justin's practice focuses on tax, estate planning, guardianship, probate, and trust administration. His passion is to provide clients with sophisticated estate plans which carry out their wishes, reduce any potential taxes, and preserve wealth for future generations. The attorneys of Hinman, Howard & Cattell provide first-class legal services and have achieved a reputation for excellence for over a century, staying on the leading edge of the law. When you need representation or legal counsel, contact Justin Mooney at 561-276-1008 or jmooney@hhk.com.
Amp Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses with added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke? If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation, staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. I know, I am not drinking. This happens to be
Mine?
Dawn's flask. It says, sometimes naughty, always nice. So why have a flask like that?
Because it was sparkling glittery, and I thought it was great. What better reason? What better reason is that? Anyway, we are here. You can have a little bit of my glittery flask. We're here with Justin Mooney of HH&K, attorneys at law, estate planning attorneys. A lot of questions going in as we close out this year. I can't even believe we're closing 2021. Going to be 2022. Big year coming up.
I don't like that because you ever notice when you write a check, you always put the present year for the first 2 months.
Yeah.
And you forget to change the damn date, and they send it back and it says that's the wrong year. I hate that.
Well, we lost 2020, and then somehow we're 2021. That's gone. We're going into 2022. It's totally crazy.
Did we lose 19 and 20, or did we lose 18, 19, and 20?
I think 19. We've lost track.
Depends on what you were doing, if it was a waste or not.
You were getting married and having a baby. When did you get married?
I got married last year, so it was a COVID wedding.
It was a COVID wedding.
And now it'll be a COVID baby.
Wow.
Or a pandemic baby. Hopefully it's not a COVID baby.
I was about to
Pandemic
say.
baby. Wow. So you've been married, what, a year?
Yeah,
Two?
yeah, a little over a year. It was October of last year.
Oh, man. So you're right in the throes of it, and you got
Yeah.
married.
So does a COVID marriage differ from a regular marriage?
Yeah, the best part about it is those people that you kind of don't want to invite, the family that is going to cause problems. You can tell them, you're like, oh, this was before the vaccine came out, so you're like, we don't want a whole lot of people there, so you're not invited.
Yeah, to limit it.
Attend via Zoom.
How many people did you have?
We had 24 people, including me and my wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just 24?
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
It's like a card
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, and we did it on the beach in Sarasota. It was beautiful.
That is so nice. I think I had more than that over for brunch on Sunday.
How many people didn't you want over? Hundreds? You have a big family?
No, not a big family, but a lot of friends from college and law school.
Wow.
But thankfully, a lot of people were able to attend because we also didn't want people flying from out of state. Was the big thing.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
before vaccine. Remember,
Yeah,
this was
before
before
vaccine.
any vaccines, not even the booster, before a vaccine even came in October. Like
Yeah.
even first responders weren't vaccinated by
Right.
then. That's
But are they still
unbelievable.
requiring the mask on a plane? I
Yes.
think so, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think most of them are still requiring it.
Yep, for sure.
Did you have to wear your mask on a plane?
I did.
Did they give you one if you didn't have one?
I'm sure they did, but I had one.
You had one? Do you know when you go to Walmart, they have the box of masks. You have to wear it.
That's interesting.
So I went there Sunday, and there were people without masks. And I'm
That's
like, wait a
interesting.
minute, I thought we had to wear it.
Yeah, it's
No, it
confusing.
says
They
it.
just say it's recommended and they have someone handing it out, but it's all optional.
So recommended means you don't have to wear it.
yeah,
I'm totally confused.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd still
because
recommend it.
because our governor, right, took away any mask mandates in the state of
Yeah.
Florida.
And then, and
Actually, Washington D.C. took away their mask mandates also. I don't know what New York is doing.
well, it's funny because
I
I'm
think New
walking.
York is still very strict. That's why they
No, New York just
on the
mandated
weekend
everybody.
they had like no deaths on one weekend or something.
Yes.
Because it's very strict.
They
there.
mandated. They don't care what the federal government is doing.
Yeah.
Bellagio lost, right? He's not going to be the mayor in January. Got
Yeah.
the new guy coming in, so he's
Isn't the Bellagio a casino in Atlantic
Bellagio,
City?
Palagio, wherever. He's on his way out. But he's leaving a road of. He's taking everybody. He says you don't get mandated, you get booted out. Simple. He's not even giving you a choice.
Well, here's the thing: is why you have to get your estate plan in place, regardless.
Yeah.
Does it change now because we're the end of the year, going to a new year? Any tax changes or any write-offs people can do to put their plans in place?
No, not necessarily for estate planning. At the end of the year, everyone's always wondering if there's going to be changes in the coming year. It's always best to do any tax planning before the end of the current year. You never know what's going to happen next year. But if you're doing a simple estate plan and you don't have any estate tax concerns, then you don't have to do it right away. Unless you're traveling and you have these fear that something will happen to you when you're traveling overseas or even traveling domestically now because COVID, there's still that concern of survivability.
It's crazy what we're living with right now.
Crazy times we're living in, yeah.
And when you put a will together, because whatever you want to get your estate plan in place, beneficiaries, is that who gets what they get, or is that different than? Because if you've got a beneficiary to your will, that would be one person,
Yeah.
correct? But in your will, you're going to say, well, this person gets this and this person gets that. So what is the difference between a beneficiary and then the will itself?
Yeah, so the will is just the document that gives instruction to your personal representative. They used to call them executors. It gives them instruction and also the responsibility of who gets what property and in what order, that kind of thing. So the beneficiary is just who is designated to receive property under the will.
So that could be everyone.
Yeah.
They're all your beneficiaries.
Yep.
You have a list of beneficiaries?
It's funny. Ever since you came on the last time, now I'm getting asked a gazillion billion questions. Who you leaving what to? And what to who? I said, listen, when I died, somebody will read it. No,
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah.
But everybody that watches the show now, an antenna goes up. Well, wait a minute, Dad. He has a few things going
What you
on.
got? I look around my house and I look at all my things and I think no one even wants my things.
I put
You might
stuff-
want my things to hang here, but no one else would want my things.
Just sold at an estate sale. That's
You
what
know,
happened.
she talks about things, but Dawn has things that nobody knows about. I'm pretty sure everybody does. I have a safety deposit box. The bank that it was in was sold. It's no longer there. So they moved the boxes to another undisclosed location.
No, they have to disclose it to
Well,
you.
now they did, and we have to go. We have to make an appointment, and there were things in there. And then it was telling me, well, what are you going to do? So she's itemizing the stuff in the box. He's around. All these antennas go up.
You know what's in the box?
Yeah,
Is it your box or Linda's box?
my box, but it's my father's stuff that he left me.
So all those things, the pocket watches, all of that.
All of that is in there. I forgot all about that.
That's it, but they have to disclose it for you of where they move it to.
No, they told us where it is. We just got to go do. But you got to put your plan together,
Yeah.
because when you ain't here, somebody else is gonna do it. Remember, tell you that ain't much fun.
Yeah.
And if somebody's in their deathbed and they do it, can they be handled, or they can't write anymore? Can you do it audioly?
No, you can't do a will basically just where you dictate what you want. But you could have someone like me, either via phone call, via Zoom, or I could come there, take all your instructions down, and then draft it all up, come back, and have you sign it in wherever you are. It's I don't do it that often, but I have a lot of colleagues that do a lot of deathbed signings.
Yeah, with the way things are right now, you never know.
But
what
think
the
about
hell's
that. Think
going on.
about here you are on your deathbed trying to figure out everything. Then you have to say competency,
Yeah.
whether they're competent or not when they're on their deathbed, if they've got dementia or Alzheimer's or, heaven forbid, they're in a coma.
Yeah.
Then you've got this will that was drafted, not executed. So mom or dad, whoever's ever wishes are here, but it was never signed, which means it's not a legal document.
Yeah. If it's not signed, it means nothing.
It means nothing,
Yeah.
right? So you can leave your pocket watch to Slick and Josh Squared, and you don't sign it, and Gio's like, no, I want it.
No, I know that. It's funny because there comes a time in your life where things are sort of settling down as to what you own or whatever, and you're making adjustments, right? So you see you when you're in your 40s or 50s, and you make adjustments every couple of years or 3 if you're sick, if you had this. You have to make adjustments to the game. I mean, everything's changed. It ain't the same the way it used to be. You sort of have to pay more attention to yourself and what's going on around you.
Yeah, with making those changes, one of the benefits of Florida, I can't remember what year, but it was in the past decade, I think, is it's called a tangible personal property memo. So basically any tangible personal property you have, anything you can pick up, furniture, pocket watches, jewelry, you can write on a separate list, separate from your will, that says, I want this to go to this person.
Oh, really?
You sign it and date it. You don't need witnesses. You don't need a notary. And it allows you to make small changes to small things without needing to go to your estate planning attorney or needing to go to the bank and get it notarized every time.
Oh, my grandmother did that when she started losing her memory in her 90s.
Yeah.
She wrote notes around her house, and she would put things under the tablecloth.
Yeah.
This goes to Dawn. This goes here, and she would tag things around the house.
Yeah.
Nobody
it's a very
liked
common thing is
nobody
they'll start
liked the
tagging.
tagging because then the family comes in, and so she gave me all of her beautiful crystal one day in a box without the note.
Yeah.
And she gave it to me. She and my grandfather, when both my grandparents passed, other family members got upset. Where was the crystal? Well, Dawn has it. Dawn took it until they found that piece of paper under the tablecloth in the kitchen that they had given it to me, right? So this does exist. There was this whole family rift that I stole the crystal. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well,
but
if
it's a thing.
if she gave it to you during her life, that's an inter vivos gift. You don't have to worry about it. It's
Yeah,
like if,
but other people don't realize that
Yeah.
until they found the notes. But she used to tag everything in her little cursive penmanship.
Yeah.
This goes to what person?
Yeah.
You can do that. You could tag your whole house.
And then if you piss her off, then she crosses it out and then signs it and dates it. And
But that's different, right? That's not a fully executed will. That's a personal property
No,
piece.
so you have to have a will that references this separate writing and incorporates it into your will. You can't just have, if you don't have a will and you just have, a notebook that you've been keeping notes on and saying this property goes to this person, it's not going to be binding in court.
It's interesting because my mother and father did not leave a will. And what a cluster this has turned into. But I have a great relationship with my sister.
Yeah.
And I have a great, not the greatest, but I have a relationship with my brother's son, who now becomes part, like he's my brother.
Right.
Because he's the one left behind.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, listen, this is what they left. What do you want? What do you want to do with it? How much? Like I told my sister, take all the jewelry you want. And the rest we'll sell and we'll divvy it up because, what am I going to do? So I didn't have that problem. But I heard that the problem does exist when people in the family says, I want this, I always wanted this, I always wanted that. So I told Mimi, if you can carry it, you can take it. What are you going to do? Otherwise, I'm going to sell it.
But it's important to put your will in place.
Yeah.
Have all your documents listed. Now, what is operation of law people are writing? What does that mean? Is there a liability on a will?
So by operation of law, I think what they're talking about is if you don't have a will, it goes by operation of law. So that would be the intestacy law. So if you pass away and you're married, everything will go to your spouse. If you don't have a spouse, it's going to go to your kids. So it's going to pass by the intestacy laws. And those are generally based on what the legislators see as common family types and where people generally want their property to go when they die. So it's, to their spouse and then to their kids. If their kids aren't alive, it goes to that kid's grandkids.
Kind of like you had with Spanish law on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you die without a will,
Yeah.
everything, including property, assets, all goes into a probate?
Except for stuff you have payable on death or transfer on death designations, such as bank accounts or life insurance or annuity contracts, or if you have property that's jointly titled. So if you and your spouse have property that you hold jointly, it's just going to go to the survivor. Same thing with a joint tenant. If you and someone else own a property and it says joint tenancy with the rights of survivorship, then it's going to go to the survivor.
Or in a bank account as well. So if Slick's on Freddie's bank account,
Yeah.
so
It
you may
goes to
want to
Slick.
check those
Slick is now in
documents.
my bank account. That I can show you.
I just want to see who's actually watching our show. You can change it to Josh Square.
Now, every state has a different set of rules, correct?
Yeah, generally they follow that, to my spouse and then to my children and so on and so forth. It's general, and if I don't have any children, it goes to my parents. If my parents aren't alive, it goes to my siblings. If my siblings aren't alive, it goes to my nieces and nephews. That's generally the outline that it provides.
If you have money if your parents, like my parents, they left money in a bank account, a lot of money, and he has no will, he left no will, how is it that you can get to the money, or can you get to the money?
Yeah, so you would need to establish probate in their state of residency. So if someone dies in Florida and the only asset they have is a bank account with $1 million in it, and they have no will, assuming there's no spouse, the children would go, see an estate's attorney. The estate attorney would prepare documents, and the children would choose who would be the personal representative, who would be responsible for administering the estate. And then you file some documents with the court. The court issues what's called letters of administration, which gives the personal representative the ability to act as the legal representative of the estate and get information about bank accounts, change bank account information over. And then after all the creditors have been paid of the estate, all the bills have been paid, then the personal representative distributes out that remaining $1 million.
If there is nothing left out, no monies, nothing like that, and you have two siblings, and you have the nephew or the son of the third sibling, how do you, and you don't know where he is, you can't find him.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. How do you rectify that situation?
So there's a lot of heir search companies out there that will look for certain heirs, or you hire a private investigator, and generally if you can't find the person, you can treat them as if they have been deceased, or set it up into a trust if you think they're just missing.
So you have to pay for the trust?
Well, the trust is just a constructive trust. It's not like you have to go and set up a trust for their benefit. It's just you holding it on for that third part, for the missing beneficiary's benefit.
And you leave it with an attorney to hold the money?
Well, no, you could be the trustee and you just put it with the bank, or set up the bank as the trustee. There's a couple different options.
Interesting.
And what if you think, I really don't have any money, I rent,
Yeah.
I don't have any property, do I even need a will?
Not necessarily. I mean, my job isn't just wills. It's also the healthcare documents, all the incapacity
Everything
stuff that
else.
you do during life. So those are also very important to have. But if you have no property, or you only have one bank account, and you have a sibling or a child, niece, nephew, something like that, then you could easily just do a payable on death designation for that account. So then it avoids going to probate, and the bank just pays that amount to the other person once they provide a death certificate.
You got to have everything in place. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about all the healthcare documents that you need to put in place. People are starting to travel now. Restrictions are lifted now that people can, well, they were lifted. Now things are changing again. But travel is open again, and it's time to put all those documents in place, not only in your will. So give us a call or write in 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Welcome to Mini Donut World, where the donuts are hot, fresh, and delicious, made to order and customizable by you. Gourmet specialty flavors such as apple pie, French toast, campfire, and strawberry cheesecake are always popular. Looking to tailor your appetite? Build your own mini donuts. Choose from over 18 flavored donut bases, add on your icing flavor, and choose from over 15 toppings and drizzles. While kids enjoy our design your own kits to take home, our 21 and over customers love our alcohol-infused donuts. Come visit Mini Donut World at 8763 Sterling Road in Cooper City. Have questions or want to place an order? Give us a call at 954-369-2301. We know you will love each bite of our deliciously distinctive mini donuts.
Justin Mooney is special counsel of the Florida office of Hinman, Howard & Cattell Attorneys. Justin's practice focuses on tax, estate planning, guardianship, probate, and trust administration. His passion is to provide clients with sophisticated estate plans which carry out their wishes, reduce any potential taxes, and preserve wealth for future generations. The attorneys of Hinman, Howard & Cattell provide first-class legal services and have achieved a reputation for excellence for over a century, staying on the leading edge of the law. When you need representation or legal counsel, contact Justin Mooney at 561-276-1008 or jmooney@hhk.com.
With enough butter, anything is good. Tori Wells from Precious Treasure Gourmet Foods thinks so because she single-handedly updated and expanded butter's possibilities. From compound, savory, sweet, and spicy, her freshly made butters aim to please. I don't know about you, but I've never really seen butter this versatile before, and now so feasible. With online shopping, just visit PreciousTreasuresGourmetFoods.com because at Precious Treasures, Tori is working on the best artisan gourmet foods to every table. Remember, guys, true love is like butter. There's no substitute for the real thing. Jay Harmon exclusively in the Gallery of Boca. Jay Harmon captures the essence of really creative and captivating mind. Jay Harmon brings light into the darkness on majority of his pieces, using a negative background to highlight the details of some of his looks. I know some artists use white canvases, but he thrives on a black canvas. And here's the kicker. He only uses pencil, colored pencil, graphite pencil, and pencil for his art pieces. Yes, I know it's hard to fathom that these beautiful pieces came from pencil, but yes, they did. And the only way you can experience Jay Harmon is if you come to the Gallery of Boca. Jay Harmon, an unconventional artist with a unique story behind every canvas.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back. Only, now as your family expands, you've got in-laws, daughter-in-laws, grandchildren, your estate plan needs to be in place.
Very important aspect that you guys are going to be talking about. If you're sick and somebody wants to pull the plug.
Well, yeah.
So Slick is for hire. If you need someone to pull plugs, he'll pull it.
You know what's interesting, because you have conversations with your parents. If I'm ever in this state, do not let me live like this, right? And you go, okay, mom or dad, I will honor your wishes. Until mom or dad are in this decline, and then somehow you don't want to do that. I mean, it's like put a pillow over my face and don't let me live that way. Well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And then all you can do is take care of them, because, as we always say, it's not our place to take life, right? This is God's choosing. You should really put all of this in place and have it documented, because as children, you look at your parents, you go, I just got to give my parents the best care I can. I can't make any other rash decisions. This is what they would want. Why it's so important to put these documents in place, and what documents are we talking about?
Yeah, the biggest one I think that you're referencing is going to be the living will, which is, pull the plug if I'm incapacitated, no brain activity, with no hope of recovery. Depending on what your religious beliefs are, if your soul's already left your body, if your brain is not there anymore, then you would want to have a living will in place that says you want to have life-saving measures removed. And last year there was actually a new requirement, or something added to the law that said providing artificial food and hydration is not deemed life-saving. So basically, if you were brain dead but you were still able to stay alive with only sustenance and hydration, then that wouldn't fall under your living will. So you'd need to get your living will updated if it doesn't have that in there, and you would want to have that initialed on there that you want artificial food and hydration removed or not provided.
It's really interesting. We just had that with a friend of ours, and she lives in another country. Her mom has suffered from dementia for many, many years, so none of those documents were in place. Mm-hmm. She's in another country, and hospice says we are going to withhold all nutrition and water.
Yeah.
In her mind, and a lot of people are going to go, that's cruel. That's starvation. How can I do that?
Yeah.
Hospice was like, she's not eating, it's tube keeping them alive. There's nothing going on here. There's no response. And this went back and forth, and at some point you have to either trust the officials or you're going to fight with them and do it if you don't have these documents in place. And this was catastrophic for her.
But is it a difference between being in a coma and being brain dead?
Yeah. Yeah, because you can have brain activity going on, even if you're in, I'm not a doctor. This is just from what I've seen and on movies and TVs and talked about with medical professionals, is a coma can be temporary and you may recover some cognitive abilities, but it doesn't mean coma doesn't equate to being brain dead. And a lot of people saying that it's cruel to remove those things is it takes the living will is basically you saying, I want my wishes respected and I want to have my bodily autonomy respected. I don't want to have tubes shoved in me. I don't want to be kept alive artificially. And I think that's very important for people to understand that it's what the wishes of their loved ones were.
Right.
It's
and
funny
at what
because
point?
People in the medical profession normally don't want to be kept alive because they've seen all of the hurt and all that. And 9 out of 10 times people talk to me and they say, well, I don't want to be on tubes. I don't want this. I don't want.
Yeah.
I says, I'll pull that plug on you so fast. But me, you keep me alive as long as you can pay for it. I don't care. You don't know what I'm going through. I may be in another part of my body trying to find the way out. You don't know. So people says, you don't want to live like that. I said, why not? I did it for you. When you were a baby, I cleaned you up.
That's why it's so important to put these documents in place of what you want. And it can be as specific as nutrition and hydration.
Yeah.
And for how long.
Yeah, we can do that as well. Like a lot of people like to put 30 to 90 days is what a lot of people request putting in there.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that.
And this is also taking into account if you're completely incapacitated. If you have the ability to say, like, don't pull the plug, they're not going to be like, nah, this is what he wanted when he signed the document. Let's just go through with it. They're not going to
no.
And what's the definition of completely mean?
Competency.
Well, I'm not competent now. Are you going to pull the plug on me now?
So if you're brain dead, you know, if you basically if you have no cognitive abilities at all and you are in a coma-like state, that's going to be when they're going to pull the plug.
So we have the healthcare. I guess this is living will,
Yeah, so
and you've
this
got
is
your
the
healthcare surrogate.
living will. The healthcare surrogate is the form that says, if I'm incapacitated, I want this person making my decisions, and if they're not available, this next person. And one of the problems that a lot of people have, which my wife actually recommended to include in my documents, is sometimes your healthcare surrogate doesn't want to follow your living will. They think they know better, and she's seen a lot of hospitals just let the healthcare person make the decision because they don't want to step in. They don't want to step over the kids' toes. They're going to let the kids decide, or whoever's making the decisions. So what I've included in my documents is if my healthcare surrogate is not standing by my decisions to follow my living will, then they shall be removed and the next person shall be put in place.
And you name the next person?
Yeah.
Who's bigger in the pecking order? A brother or sister, or your son or daughter?
It's going to be your children.
Your children?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Freddie's on the warpath. Freddie, don't call me. He's
already got your stuff set up with Wayne. He's got your funeral stuff already picked out.
Freddie's the one I don't want anywhere near the hospital. Because Freddie walks in and he has a scissor to end. Oh, yes. He's the one that was having me cremated and everything.
He's just trying to get the financial side of it taken care of. You know,
he's a cheapskate.
He's very matter
He's
of fact.
alligator hands. He says, keep him alive. How much is that going to cost? Absolutely not.
Well, your two sons, that's why you got to put whatever documents in place, because you don't know what your kids are going to do.
I can't put Linda, because Linda 86 before I get in the hospital. My sister's a wishy-washy. Oh, you think I should pull it? Oh, you think it should be like that? We're having a whole mass of people telling her what to do.
I won't pull it.
I'm done.
Just let Dawn do it.
Yeah, I won't pull it.
Oh.
Well, I can't, because they'll be burning Rome. They'll come with pitchforks on you and throwing bows and arrows. That's what happens at these things, because somebody has to make a decision.
That's why you have to have your documents in place.
I'm sweating here. I'm going to tell you something.
That's why you got to put your documents in place. And guardianship for your kids? What if you want one thing and your spouse wants another?
Well, so it's going to be if you and your spouse are married, or the other person, the other parent still has those parental ties, it's going to be whoever's the remaining parent. And then once they pass, it's going to be whatever's in their will. It's not controlling, but it's a very strong suggestion as to who the guardianship court should appoint for your minor children. They generally see the parent as knowing what's best for the child. But if you and your spouse are both in good health and you're trying to determine what's best for the kids, I would recommend making those match each other. Because if not, it's going to be something like the court deciding. Even if you want one person, the other person wants someone else, I'd recommend, something like co-guardians, or making one the contingent, something like that.
Oh, it's interesting, because everyone always say you're going to leave it to the kids to your grandparents, because they've had the experience. And then on the other side, they say you got to consider the age of the grandparents versus siblings, if you have that are more your contemporary to raise the kids.
Yeah, I think, and it's not just the age, it also takes into account, does my brother or sister want to take the kids? Are they good with children? Usually a lot of people recommend if your sibling already has children, then they'll be good together. You can trust them. There's a lot of different factors, and it's always different for every family member. But generally, I shy away from naming the person's parents because
Yeah.
they're likely not going to be alive. So I'd recommend naming someone that's your age or younger.
It's
as
a
the
hard
guardians.
it's a hard decision to make. It's
Yeah.
really, I remember when we did it when my kids were little. My sister didn't have children at the time. She still doesn't. My brother-in-law never married, no kids at the time.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law, that was an 86 for me. So we were at this crossroads of what do you do, who do you leave it to? And then you can't leave grandparents as a whole, right? You have to list which one, grandmother, grandfather, grandfather.
Yeah,
It was a whole thing.
At the end of the day, it's going to be the court looking at what's in the best interest of the child. And the children at a certain age can also express who they would want to go with. I believe it's 14 in Florida. So if they're 14 years old and they don't have a legal guardian at that point, the court will also take their opinion into consideration.
And understandably to keep the kids together.
I'm going to advocate grandparents. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I see what's going on out there, and I told Freddie and Gio, and I know that they have grandparents on the other side, but not for nothing. Grandparents, to me, carry the most weight. They have the best foundation. They understand good, bad, and indifferent. I'm just saying, I advocate grandparents. I may be wrong. I may be biased, but I got to tell you, I will go up against anybody else.
You would definitely do that for your grandsons.
Oh, absolutely. And Gio knows it because he says, no, I know. We're not even going to have this conversation. Because in my world, when you have children, you're going to say, okay, I had my turn. Now it's their turn.
Yeah.
And you want to do the best for the kids, even if it hurts your back. And you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's what my father taught me. So just telling you, the way things are now, the way I see things going on.
Look, you ever see him get so territorial? He's like, I want my grandkids.
I do. I would love that opportunity. And I know that I don't have enough time to keep them maybe till their 20s. I understand that. But I give you 10 years and we come up with a plan for the next 10. Because the object of the game is to give them a good foundation. And I know those first 10 years, man, that's the important 10 to 12 around there, maybe 14.
Yeah.
That's the important time.
Yeah.
That's when they're going to decide whether they're going to go cuckoo bananas on you.
Well, it's also a good point that a lot of people say the grandparents would be too old at a certain point, but because it's just until the children turn 18, if you expect your parents to live until your kids are 18, then yeah, this is normally, if there's an accident where both of the parents pass away, then their parents might still be alive if it was just. But if you and your parents were all on the same plane together and they go down, then it wipes them all out.
Right.
But there's a lot of things to consider, but age is a big thing. And then also their experience with children. If they raised you, did a decent job probably.
Wait till you have that baby and you have to make those decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Game change. When that child is born, if it's born on the first, your life is going to change on the second.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to hold that kid. Everybody's going to want to pamper this. Everybody. And you're going to have to make some real tough decisions.
Yeah.
Tough decisions. I hate to be you because I remember going through that. Didn't like it too much.
Now you sit back as they pop up and go, yeah, I got this.
I had to go one time to 4 different places for Thanksgiving because everybody wanted a shot at Freddie when he was born. I said, what? And I was going all over New York. Forget about it. I don't do that no more. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think back to those days when everyone's like on a baby grab. Yeah. If I knew then what I know now, Slick would be watching Thanksgiving from a window in the snow outside because there would be nobody near those babies. Yes. I wonder if you can put documents in place for that. This is a COVID pandemic baby. No, you cannot touch them.
I know.
Yeah.
It's tough. Really, really tough. And first few months of life, you want to sort of keep people away. And that's when everybody wants to jam into the room.
Yeah.
Is there anything, I guess as a parent, you just say no. There's no documents, but.
Or, tell them to all get vaccinated. Before the pandemic, I saw my nephew for the first time, and my sister-in-law was like, you just need to get your Tdap and your flu vaccine before you come out here. And, I respected that, and I just wanted him to be safe and not, kill my newborn nephew.
That's what's so interesting. Now to see babies, they're requiring you to get vaccinated before you see a baby.
Yeah.
Did you have to get vaccinated before you saw the babies?
Who, my grandkids? I refuse to see them. because I wasn't
I
vaccinated.
don't even mean COVID, all these other ones, so flu, Tdap.
Yeah, it's generally, I think just Tdap and the flu is what they
Well, I
recommend
have those.
with newborns and young children.
I had those because I'm a diabetic, so Dr. Hare, every time I see him, he sticks another needle
But
in my arm.
it's different now. But yeah, what you do with kids and exposure,
Yeah.
totally different situation.
No, I remember I told Freddie and Gio I didn't want to see the grandkids. I didn't see Brecken for 2 years
I know.
because I didn't want to be a reason
Yeah.
for that child to get sick. I would never be able to live with myself. So I was on the side of caution. But I'm going to start a gym for grandparents in case they got to come in to have to get back in the game. You know, there's nothing like a grandparent that gets back in the game.
I'd love to see you so feisty on this situation.
I am. You know what it is? We work with the producers and the interns every day. We know what their mindsets and what they have to go through. And if they bring a kid or in that age group into this world like he's doing, man, I'm going to tell you, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It's been hard for us. But we've been down these roads with glass. Yeah. For them, it's just a whole, and you guys got a whole new set of problems coming out.
Yeah.
Which you're going to have to deal with. So
I feel like we have a lot more resources now as parents to, know what's right. My wife sent me this one thing, and it was like the recommended ages for introducing solid foods to your newborn or your before 1 year old, and over the past 50 years, how that age has shifted.
What is it now?
I can't remember. The baby's not born yet, so I still have time to look over all the.
Don't worry
all the
about
printed
it.
material.
Babies will tell you, I want that food. I want that banana now.
Yeah.
Brecken is 2 years younger than Rowan. He weighs more than Rowan. He wears bigger clothes than Rowan. He's just a monster, this kid. This kid is a linebacker, and Rowan is a quarterback. And this kid runs through the wall, and he's solid. I can't even pick him up. He's so solid. They will tell you what they want when they want.
But parents don't want to hear that from us. They want to do, they're like, my girlfriend.
You want to read a book? Good luck.
She told me, because I told you we saw our friend who has the baby, and my girlfriend is now the babysitter. She drives 2 hours every week to go stay with the kid for a couple of days every week. And she said, we had a little thing. I had to make sure my mom was taking care of the baby the way I wanted the baby taken care of. And I'm like, wow. Right? Remember that? Look at your face. It's like, interesting. It changes. How do people reach you before we go to commercial break?
They can call me at my office. The phone number is 561-276-1008, or they can email me at jmooney@hhk.com.
Can you stay a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, let's talk about the business side of planning, because I know we talked to Freddie about that a little bit. Let's talk to our in-house attorney on it.
Yeah, the right way to do things.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are safe, France. Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. I want to touch real quick this portion of the show brought to you by December 15th.
December 15th.
Danielle Boujon.
Bring a toy, unwrapped toy for children to be donated for Christmas and the holiday season, and she will be doing free business headshots. Really, really important for all ages, even kids in college right now, for your resume, for LinkedIn, get that professional page out. People are graduating right now. You want to get that going also. So definitely stop on by on the 15th. She's going to have some quiche, some wine, some pictures, some fun,
What time?
music, 11 to 2.
11 to 2. Come on down, get your pictures taken, give a gift. We're going to be giving it to charity. Do we know the name of the charity?
Yes, the name of the charity. I'm going to look that up for you. She sent that to me yesterday.
Danielle sent it to you.
She definitely did.
And we want to just make people aware that this 15th, you come in, there's going to be some music. Slick is going to actually be doing some singing. So bring earplugs.
Fundación Lazos de... I'm so not Hispanic.
I don't think this is Spanish either. I think
It's Portuguese, but you got a closer shot than I do.
Fundación Lazos de Amor y Sonrisas. Foundation of Ropes of Love and Laughs.
That is where it's going to.
Interesting.
So that is going to be coming out on the 15th. So I hope you can come.
Yeah.
I hope, Justin, you will be here with us. Headshots, and all goes back to benefit the kids, which is really, really always what it's about for the holidays.
And we have some music starting tomorrow.
On Jingle Jam?
I think Jingle Jam. I think Kendra's going to kick us off tomorrow. Let's see on the 15th.
See
We don't
what you
have
got on the
anybody
Wednesday.
yet.
I don't know if you have anyone for tomorrow.
Not yet. Tomorrow I have Kendra.
Ah, very nice.
Nope.
Nope. Thursday you have Kendra, I think.
Yep, I'm still waiting on somebody for tomorrow. Somebody who is actually in Phantom of the Opera here in Florida.
Really? Very
Big
nice.
surprise.
Oh, very cool.
If I could get it done.
Looking forward to that. All our decorations come to you from Lady Ashley Party Planning. So I think they're going to be coming in this week to do some more holiday decor, getting ready for the Christmas and New Year season. But as we talk about getting everything in place for your personal life, you also want to have things in place for business. Because if you don't have documents in place and you have this viable business, then what do you do with it? Do you help with that also, Justin?
Yeah, we do business formation documents mainly for setting up. Most of my clients are small LLCs that they either are sole proprietor or they work with their spouse. But we also do larger businesses as well. But the biggest thing is if you have a business, I'd recommend setting up an LLC. Because if something goes wrong with the business and you're just operating it by yourself, then you have to worry about all that liability coming back onto you personally. Whereas if you set it up in an LLC, the LLC is responsible. It's contained. It's contained fire.
So you can't get sued. They can't pierce the corporate veil to come at you direct.
If you're operating the business legitimately and not using it as an alter ego, then
Right.
you don't have to worry about it.
Interesting.
Which is why in the LLC, if you have another business entity, right, it's held by the business entity, still not you personally.
Yeah, if you're talking about setting up like a sub LLC, yeah, there's a lot of different. It depends on what you want to do and how I'd recommend setting it up. But like if you have separate rental properties, I always recommend setting them up separately.
That's so interesting on even properties to be held in an LLC.
Yeah.
But for a business with partnerships,
Yeah.
what type of documents, if it's not a husband and wife, because assumingly if something happens to one, that automatically goes to the other
Yeah.
as a spouse.
Yeah.
What if you're a sole proprietor?
If you're a sole proprietor, then you can still set up an LLC, and you can also put in the documents where you want everything to go when you die, what kind of a succession plan you want to have in place for that as well.
So you should definitely do that as a small business owner. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't even know where your business goes to.
Yeah.
All the assets, everything. What about debts? If there's debts to a business or personal debts and you pass?
So it's going to be, if you have the LLC separate, it's going to be just the LLC's debts are the responsibility of the LLC. If you die and the only asset you own is the LLC, they might try and take that because it's not protected property and use it to satisfy any claim. But if it's a small LLC, it might not be worth anything when you die if you were the sole one operating it.
Right, that's interesting. So if you're like a massage therapist and it's your company, you're it. Your hands are your LLC, so there's nothing there. If your business has debt, though, is it forgiven if you pass?
If it's in the LLC, that's the LLC's problem, but not your estate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you have to take insurance out against loss for a cross-man insurance policy, so at least it doesn't burden the LLC.
Yeah. If you have a partner, I would definitely recommend what's called. Well, you could have key man insurance if they're the person running it, and you would need to hire someone significantly skilled to replace them. Another thing that a lot of people do is what's called a buy-sell agreement, which is there's two or more partners in a business, and they each want to run the business after the other person dies. Let's say the business is worth $10 million, each of their shares $5 million. They would each take out an insurance policy against the other person, so that way the person who died, their estate gets the $5 million in exchange for the remaining half of the business.
Mm-hmm. What if the person is uninsurable? One of the two.
Then they should come up with some collateral or find another insurer.
They got to find a way to cover it. Like there are some term policies.
So wait, key man insurance is life insurance or health insurance? Life insurance?
It's life insurance.
Life insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically saying if the key person in the business dies, that it would cover any
debt that the LLC.
Well, isn't everyone insurable even on a term policy?
There are some. It depends on your philosophy, because there are some.
Why is he laughing and you're so
there's
serious?
three-finger finale. Sign here, you get a policy. It's reputation of the company. I mean, I think William Penn at one time did it. I don't know if they're still doing it. I gotta find out, but you gotta do some homework on it. It's not as simple as it used to be when either you're a diabetic, you have heart problems, or something like that.
Interesting. So those documents you work on as well. So you would take out a key man insurance?
It depends on the business. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't need key man insurance. But if you're working with a partner that's not your spouse, or mainly if it's just your spouse, then I would recommend just looking at what insurance options are available if the worst happens to the best person in the company.
Because theoretically, if you pass, your half of the business or your portion of the business goes to your estate.
Yeah. And so you don't want that person's estate or their heirs controlling the business, because you agreed to work with this one person.
Right.
So the buy-sell agreement is put in place so that it's basically saying that I will buy out your half from your estate, and they're going to be forced to sell it to me. And we're going to buy insurance so that it goes off without a hitch. And then every few years you look at the value of the business and see what each person's respective share is worth, and then you up the policy.
So you really need everything in place. You need your personal estate planning in place, and you need your business plan in place. Because if your business plan is in place, but your personal estate's not in place, then everything still goes haywire.
Yeah.
Well, when you have more to protect, you have to protect more. It's really the way it comes down to it.
You really need to call Justin to put all this in place.
And the funny thing here is that with Justin, everything goes to one person. It's not like you have 200 different people
that is true.
That you have to go through. And let's say you meet Justin and you meet this other guy who's handling the other part, and he just had a fight with his dog bit him and his wife and this, and you got to deal with that mess to try to get some answers. You want everything to be on point, one person.
Yeah. Sometimes the left hand's not talking to the right hand.
That's
when you
right.
work with multiple
Seen
people.
that a lot.
Yeah.
When I was in the insurance game, it was a problem.
That's interesting.
So I had my own crew. I had attorneys there, and I used to tell people, listen, do me a favor, talk to this one person, Tony Villani, in New York. I'm gonna tell you, I still know his name. I used to go to dinner with them at least once a month because I had a big book of business, and some of these estates were very large, and there was some internal stuff going on that had to be cleared up, and they're the people to do it. I only had to deliver the check for the insurance, but it was how it was fundamentally put in play. It's a whole philosophy to that, but yes, you want one person to deal with.
Which is really interesting. You got to put all of that in place.
Yep.
All the different layers. Now, do you have like a package deal?
No, you just
I
package
can
forms.
I can set something up depending on how many things they want to do. I can either do a flat rate package or we can bill hourly, but a lot of the time I do a flat rate because it allows me to handle everything for the same price regardless of, something comes up, they want to change something. Things get a little bit more complicated than we thought at the beginning.
Flat rate sounds better. Because this billable hour stuff, it's like, what, for a tenth of an hour, you upbill for the whole hour, and people want to be able to call you. You don't want to say, oh my gosh, if I call Justin, ask him a quick question, am I going to get billed another hour? Right.
It happened to me with a divorce attorney.
Yeah.
She kept me on the phone for 45 minutes. She sends me the bill for an hour and 45 minutes. I said, I'm sorry, what is this 45 minutes? Well, we talked for 45 minutes. I said, are you serious? So I never made that mistake twice.
So the flat rate, because you got a lot of documents to put in place. The last thing you want to worry about is picking up the phone calls. It's going to be another hourly charge.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they, any listeners of the show, if they want to contact me, and I'll do a free document review or a free consultation. If there's nothing I can do for you, I'm not going to charge you. If everything is in place and how it should be and how you understand it to be, then it's free.
I got to tell you something really wacky about our business.
Yeah.
Really wacky. We do a show where a gentleman does hair transplants. And I walk around, including myself, and I see a lot of guys balding or getting bald. See it all over the place.
Yeah.
Welcome to Florida, right? And he says to me, it's funny, people haven't really called me. So yesterday there was 4 or 5 people that came to see the show at the radio station with thinning hair. And everybody had a question for the guy. They wouldn't even let him leave the room. I said, listen, I have another show. You guys got to go talk in the lobby, which they kept him away for about 35 minutes. It's the same thing with this deal. People love to hear the information, but they're scared to death to do it. Because they think that when I talk to you, I'm going to die right after our conversation.
No, that's only with Wayne.
Yeah.
I felt that way with him too. I sat here and I did this thing with Wayne, and I'm saying to I look around, and she was there, and some guys, I look around and go, man, am I going to die after I have this conversation? Look at me, I'm still alive.
Beautiful thing.
But you got to have these conversations because your family, your loved ones, people that you leave behind are very important, and you don't want them to struggle with what goes on.
If you're a business owner, if you're an employee, it's different because you don't own a business.
Right.
But if you're a business owner of any sort, you should really put things in place because...
If you have family, if you're a business owner, you got 5, 6 kids, you got to decide how you're going to handle that situation.
Yeah.
There's always a kid, you'll find this out, that you carry in your pocket. Loves everything you do because they love what you do.
Yeah.
And then there's another kid that don't even want to be in the suit. But when you die, everybody's on the same page. Well, something, dad did something good, or mom did something good, and everything changes, and it creates a lot of, as they say. So get it done, be smart, and do it early. So that way you don't have to worry about it. Only you have to worry about are adjustments. And I'm sure you ex-date your clients. Like you have every year you send a letter, listen, let's review. Do you do that?
Yeah, normally every, I'd say 4 years, I send a letter out saying, it's been time if you've had any births, deaths, or divorces in the family, or, you want to cut one kid out because they pissed you off at Thanksgiving, then give me a call.
Oh, he wouldn't say it like that. He says, are there any changes going on? I used to ex-date, and I'm going to tell you, it's the best business in the world. Every month I send out these letters. It says, is there any changes going on in the house that I should know about? Now, he's the priest in the Catholic religion. He wears, and he tells you, this is where you got to go for these changes. I'm getting a lot of pressure, this and this and that. You got to make adjustments in what's going on. I tell you, it brings back memories. Selling insurance, such a small thing of buying a policy, how complicated it gets.
But this is different. You don't do the insurance side.
No.
You do the document side.
Yeah, I do the document side, and then I work with a couple different insurance providers and work out what's the best plan and walk you through that process. So
That's
get everything
like
in
what
place.
Freddie does. So the two together.
Yeah, but me and Freddie, we don't agree on the same philosophy. See, I did this business before Freddie.
Well, you don't make it easy for your kids.
Why should I make it easy? There's a need in business, and there's a need in my personal life. There are two different needs. I got to make sure that here things get taken care of. And if I could do it without making savings, just maybe buying term, I'm happy, as long as it's a reputable company. Agree?
Yeah.
On my personal side, because I know I got some stuff I got to take care of, it's a different animal, two different policy, two different. So me and him don't have that eye-to-eye thing.
Two different life insurance policies. If
Sure.
you're doing a key man policy versus
Yeah, the buy-sell.
the buy-sell. Does it have to be two life insurance policies? Or that's what you do? Or would you just do
so
one?
if you have two partners, it would be, the life insurance would be, if one person dies, it covers both people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there are different needs. So you have to sort of understand not only your needs, but the business needs. You got to understand. The other thing is, how do you get the net worth of a business? And here we go. This is where the debates start. This is where everybody gets all complicated. So you could start a business and it goes up and it's worth, everybody estimates this worth, and then with COVID it comes down, but you don't think so because you put in the man hours and you see how much it's worth, and then it goes back up and it goes back down and it goes back up.
That's business.
But this is some of the things that you have to cover. And you got to be smart, and you got to be practical, and you got to remember that if something happens to you, your partner is the one that has to work through it. And you got to be smart about that. And you ain't taking it with you. I'll tell you that right now. So be smart. That's my 2 cents.
It's very interesting. Wow, it gets complicated. It's just as complicated in business as personal.
Sure is.
But that's
Maybe
why,
even more so, because now you're dealing with 2 families or 3 families or
Or
however many
more.
partners there are,
or more.
right?
Or more. Listen, the object of the game is to introduce you into the multiple set so that everybody's under the same philosophy. If you bring 4 Justins to the table, and each one is more conservative than the other, one is a worry, one is this, one is that, you're going to have some conversations to make this thing work. I don't care who tells you, oh, this is easy. It ain't easy if you bring a lot of people to the party. What was it that Parcells said? You want me to make the soup, but you don't let me pick the ingredients.
Yeah.
Right? Same philosophy.
Yeah.
That's what it comes
Interesting.
down to. So you want to sort of keep it where everybody's on the same page. And I always point to one guy. That's the way I would do it.
Makes it easier. You can trust you. You've got offices all around the country. If
Yeah.
people aren't here in Florida, if you need anything done in another state, you've got offices you can refer to.
Yes. Yeah, we have offices in New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire.
It's like dealing with Wayne. Wayne comes in, you got to do your plan, you got to do your plan. Oh, Wayne, I don't want to do my plan. But once you sit down, you know it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Same thing. Give Justin a call, put your plan in place before March when he has his first child.
Yeah, because he's going to be a little busy.
Then he gets a little
Yeah.
busy. You know what his son's name is going to be?
Justin?
No.
Busy?
No.
What? Samantha? Is it a boy or a girl?
Rowan.
Rowan?
Yeah.
Rowan?
Yeah,
that
my wife
unbelievable?
picked it. That was before I met your son.
I don't even know where they got Brecken or Rowan from. I kept spelling it incorrectly, and they corrected me all the time. Rowan? You'll be the 4th Rowan.
How'd she come up with Rowan?
I can't remember. Let me see. It's like she was just looking at baby names and what they all mean, and I think she really liked how it sounded.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Rowan. I tell you.
Your Rowan's going to be 4 already.
I know he's going to school.
Wow. He's going to be 4. Joey's going to be 3. Brecken will be 2. Oh my gosh, ready? They're all grown up.
Are you going to have more?
My wife definitely wants to have a girl, and I support her in that.
Well, you'll probably have to go through 6 before you get there, but okay. My Uncle Junie had 4 girls, twins.
Wow.
Trying to find a boy. Santoris don't do boys. I mean girls, we only do boys. I don't know what happened to him, but we only do boys. So everything that Freddie's going to do is always going to be a boy. Same thing with Gio. Boy, boy, boy.
You'll see.
I'm telling you, I'll bet $1,000.
You never know. Let's put that in your estate plan.
Yes. I will pay for the child's birth.
All right, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about Jingle Jam because we're kicking it off this week. I think you've got some mail to open up.
I got mail.
So more to come. Justin, thank you so much for joining us. It is definitely time to put your plan in place, business, personal. Give Justin a call. He can link everything the way it needs to be done. Instead of having your personal here and your business here, at least you can put it all together.
Organize, organize, organize. Let him organize you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Justin Mooney is special counsel of the Florida office of Hinman, Howard & Cattell Attorneys. Justin's practice focuses on tax, estate planning, guardianship, probate, and trust administration. His passion is to provide clients with sophisticated estate plans which carry out their wishes, reduce any potential taxes, and preserve wealth for future generations. The attorneys of Hinman, Howard & Cattell provide first-class legal services and have achieved a reputation for excellence for over a century, staying on the leading edge of the law. When you need representation or legal counsel, contact Justin Mooney at 561-276-1008 or jmooney@hhk.com.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Steven Zorn has been a creative person all his life. Being once a professional musician, now turned artist, he channels his musical creativity into all his paintings. Steven is an artist who explores painting using various mediums, developing a very imaginative and unique style. His paintings are a multimedia composition using acrylic, paints with a variety of mediums and objects to make them 3D. His fascination with these brilliant colors and intriguing patterns with jewels and rhinestones really intrigues the eye. For more information on his work, you can contact him at his website, www.stevenzorn.com, or just give him a call at 914-656-9060.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I don't think it.
Dawn, remember when we used to do this?
You got mail.
I think if you look on the computer, there's an AOL You Got Mail in there. If you guys ever play that, I'm required to open this box.
What do you have in there?
I don't know. I didn't do this.
Oh.
Look at this. This portion of the show is brought to you by
Coffee News.
The Coffee News. Justin, what's your horoscope? What's your sign?
Capricorn.
I don't know any Capricorns.
My first girlfriend was a Capricorn.
You're a Capricorn. All right, let's read the Capricorn.
If you are focused now on your relationship, Use this time as an opportunity for growth. This applies to the relationship itself as well as to you and your partner. And he's having a child, so it makes sense for him.
Yeah.
What's yours, Josh Square? Aquarius. Well, you're like my brother.
February what? Or January?
February 1st.
Yep, he is. You may be of two minds. One voice encourages stability, while the other wants change. Oh my God, you're a conundrum. Use your innate creativity to find a compromise that bridges the gap between the two. Even this is confusing, because Joshua is a little confusing. A little bit.
Interesting.
And this is the one that has Ms. Dawn. This is the one in Boca.
So what's
And
my horoscope for the week? You're going to ask me what my sign is.
You're in Aries.
Yes.
I think we did this one. Next tomorrow comes out the new one.
Oh, okay. This is the old one?
An opportunity exists for a deeper understanding of old wounds. Oh, this is new. And to seek new information to help heal any lingering effects. Approach others gently in the discussion of these issues. Wow.
It's pretty true. I got to tell you, these horoscopes are always true. Remember the one that had I was going to be decorating my house and buying things?
You're still doing
That
it.
was week before Black Friday. Yes, pretty much true. All right, what's yours, Pisces man?
Neptune is taking a long journey through Pisces. Very long. Very long, Neptune. You may feel strong intuition, great empathy, or just confusion and anxiety. Trust that all it is shaping a better you. You know, I love it when people say that. If you fail at something, you're learning. If you're broke and you had nothing to eat, you're learning.
You're learning.
You're learning. So anything bad that happens to me, you know, my finger falls off, I'm learning. I'm learning pain. What is that?
You're learning. We learn all the time. Look what we just learned from Justin today.
I tell you, it's really, really important. Slick is a Libra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slick, your heart may want to rule at this time. Oh my
Slick.
God. You can't make this up.
Is Slick here?
I guess not. Well, I guess he has to read this one when he comes back.
Ah, interesting.
Vlad, what is your birthday? What sign is that?
Oh, you just did Libra.
We just did Libra. You're lucky. Oh,
Slick,
no,
you're
Libra.
here. You want to hear your horoscope? Where you been hiding?
This is Libra. Your heart may want to rule at this time.
You just read Libra, did? Oh, this is Slick.
Your Libra energy is best used in artistic endeavors or playing the diplomat who can bring together people at odds.
Bring together people? No, it's okay. I've been cutting out a lot of people.
That's you. You're the peacemaker. Peacemaker.
That is you. Your heart is leading. And look at all the artistic creativity you've got with Jingle Jam coming up. I don't know how they get these all so accurate. It's pretty unbelievable if you ask me.
I think it's just coincidental.
It can't always be a coincidence.
Now, this is the one in Boca, because the one down where my picture's in, there's a phone number we have to call. Oh, no, here's King Devo. We're going to call King Devo tomorrow. He's a professional fashion designer and stylist. So we're going to call him. Call Joey at 954-951-7870. Get your ad in here. And if you do get an ad in here, we're going to invite you to come on the cafe and be interviewed. That's the deal we have with them. All sorts of good stuff, Dawn.
Got a couple people to call on that one.
Do we have the trivia of the week?
What is our trivia of the week? We also need to do our Gubba drink of the week, so we got to put that together for this week too.
If a text is abridged, is it translated or shortened?
You want me to answer it?
If a text is, what is it?
Abridged. Is it translated or
You're
shortened?
asking the lawyer.
Oh.
You can't play. You're too smart.
I thought you said if a text is a bridge.
Welcome to
Abridged.
Freddie's Vernacular. Yes, I had to think about it also.
I sort of speak that way
I
to throw you off.
and I'm thinking of this as a text. This is TEXT, connecting two bodies of land. A text is a bridge.
Is a text is a bridge? No, a text abridged.
Yes.
Well, what do you want me to say? I can't pronunciate it any clearer than that.
Anyone know?
Is
All
it
our college
translated or
students?
shortened?
Shortened. Ding, ding, ding.
That's true. Give that man a prize. How does he
What
know
is today? National Cotton Candy Day to you.
I love cotton.
We got a great show coming up for you tonight at 7 o'clock. We are interviewing Coley's Crumbs, which are gluten-free breadcrumbs and gluten-free bread. You may actually meet her at one of the markets.
Oh, nice.
She has gluten-free bread only at the markets. It comes in a frozen loaf. I actually made it on Sunday.
Oh, you know something? You were supposed to call the bagel place, the deli.
Which one?
The one that you have a credit card.
I got to call them after 2.
You have to call them because they are also interested. They may come tonight to the show to meet the bread lady.
Okay, the bread. What you know? What everyone said to me Sunday? You baked bread?
You made it?
Yes.
It's good bread, man.
Even I can make it. I'm telling you, my appliances were bad in the old house for 30 years.
How did you
I
get-
needed new appliances.
Wait a minute, time out. How did you get bread?
There's a loaf in the back for you. Oh no, I gave it away. Sorry. I gave it to the bagel place to try it.
But yours seem to have made it home.
Yes, it did.
Really?
You got to talk to my attorney.
Wow.
Well, I brought it home for Chelsea for Hanukkah because the bagels are not gluten-free. So I was having everyone over for Hanukkah on Sunday, and the kid couldn't eat anything. So I brought that home for her, and then we talked about making gluten-free bagels, so I sent it to the bagel store to have the other one. I'll ask Nicole to bring you a loaf tonight.
I had a bagel yesterday. I sneezed for 35 minutes. I cannot eat bagels.
So I will ask her to bring
Done.
some bread tonight. So it is, you're going to get
so
to meet
nice
her, I
of
think.
you.
Wasn't it nice?
Yes, it's so nice. This time I'm going to put a cinder block
We're
on
going to
it.
put it in our paperwork.
What? Wow. What did
Frozen
I tell
bread
you? When you're
loaves.
in the room, bad things happen. We're going to have paperwork over bread too.
But we're actually interviewing Coley's Crumbs today. She has amazing gluten-free breadcrumbs and bread, only available in the farmers markets, but the breadcrumbs are available online. I think she'll ship the bread also. She's in Joseph. She's in, what's the other one? Doris's. And I think she's at the Boys, so you can find the breadcrumbs there as well. And we're going to be interviewing Tori Wells of Precious Treasures Gourmet Foods today, so we should make sure her
Butter
commercial is
and bread.
butter and bread.
I like that combo.
Butter and bread. So we're going to be talking to Tori. She's sending us some new holiday flavors also.
His donuts and her bread, you can't go wrong.
Carb City, 100%.
Yeah.
Your donuts are amazing. So hopefully that's going to be coming out soon.
Yes.
So tune in tonight at 7 o'clock for that. 7:30, we've got Jordana Foster, Ready, Set, Go Beyond, and you've got a show at 6.
Yes, I got Caregiver Solutions, which is running a tape. They're running the November 9th show.
You know, it's really interesting because we'll bring up a topic here, and sure enough, we go to the
Shows up
station,
there.
and then Marcia brings it up again. So all ages, same thing, and it's about getting your documents in place, getting your wills in place, that was last week's show, and I said to you, oh my God, it was the financial planning side of it, putting everything in place, because as you age, you don't have things in place, your kids don't know what you wanted. They were talking about when a couple got remarried. Now you've got a blended family, older children that don't need guardianships, but then it's dividing of the assets. Separate, combined,
Yeah.
and there were no documents in place. Then again, here it comes, and I looked at Freddie that night and I said, here we go again, you gotta call Justin.
Well, it's the end of the year. We're going to be starting a new year, and you want to enter the new year a year wiser, and this is the time to take advantage of what's going on.
So next time we'll have to be talking about that. Blended families, not as easy as even with your family.
Right.
You got to decide what you're going to do with all of those assets. Wow.
It's complicated.
We should do a show with you called It's Complicated. Right? That would be a great show.
What was it that we said you, what was that other complication you gave me yesterday?
I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't planning on it. It's complicated. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. It is beautiful outside, so enjoy the sunny weather of South Florida. And if you're not here, come on down and visit us. Have a cup of Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee. Wrap it up.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we could fly.